Your smart home is quietly shrinking your brain. By outsourcing your memory to cloud-synced bulbs and your navigation to GPS, you are physically eroding your hippocampus and destroying your ability to solve complex problems. We are trading our cognitive plasticity for convenience, effectively lobotomizing our intuition one automated light at a time. It's 2026. The average smart home now runs on over 40 AI-controlled devices. Your thermostat learned your circadian rhythm before you knew you had one. Your refrigerator ordered the eggs before you noticed they were running out. Your commute was optimized by a predictive algorithm before you even woke up. This is not convenience anymore. This is preemptive friction removal. The new generation of smart home AI does not just respond to your commands, it anticipates them, silently eliminating every small cognitive challenge before you even realized it existed. But your brain was never designed for a frictionless world. For millions of years, it evolved amid constant low-level challenge. Every route you navigated, every list you memorized, every decision you made required genuine effort, and that effort was precisely what kept the brain sharp. Consider the hippocampus, this seahorse-shaped structure deep in your temporal lobe, your brain's primary navigation and memory engine. Research published in Nature Neuroscience found that London taxi drivers who memorize 25,000 streets develop significantly larger hippocampal volume than the average person. Navigation is not just logistics, it's cognitive exercise. A 2020 McGill University study found the opposite effect in GPS users. Heavy GPS reliance was associated with measurably reduced hippocampal gray matter and weaker spatial memory over time. GPS does not just direct your route, it replaces the mental naps you spend years building every time you got genuinely lost. Getting lost is not a failure, it is a training session. When your brain cannot find its bearings, it activates spatial reasoning, cross-references landmarks, and builds new neural pathways, strengthening the connections between your hippocampus and your prefrontal cortex. AI silently cancels all of that. This leads to a core principle of neuroscience: use it or lose it. Your brain continuously evaluates which neural pathways are active and which are idle. Unused connections are literally dismantled by glial cells in a process called synaptic pruning, freeing metabolic energy for pathways that are being used. When AI assumes your cognitive tasks, those circuits begin to atrophy. Think about what you used to remember: phone numbers, grocery lists, a colleague's birthday. Every act of unaided recall fired and reinforced hippocampal circuits. Your voice assistant is not just saving you 3 seconds, it's steadily replacing a workout your memory used to run every single day. Cognitive load theory, developed by educational psychologist John Sweller, describes how the brain allocates its limited processing resources. Reducing cognitive load frees working memory. That's genuinely useful. But chronic low cognitive load, a life where the brain is never meaningfully stretched, correlates with reduced executive function and lower cognitive reserve over time. Now multiply that principle across your entire home. Smart thermostat, temperature decisions eliminated. Automated lighting, no environmental awareness required. AI grocery app, meal planning outsourced. Each shortcut saves 60 seconds. But together, they are systematically defunding a cognitive training regimen your brain relied on for 100,000 years. Predictive commute apps go even further. Google Maps and Waze now preload your route before you ask, alert you when to leave, and reroute automatically without your input. Anticipatory navigation was one of the most complex daily cognitive exercises the modern brain performed. That challenge has been quietly outsourced. Here is the irony. A 2023 Pew Research study found smart home adopters save an average of 43 minutes per day. 43 minutes that were formerly spent on low-stakes but cognitively active decisions. What do they do with that recovered time? The same study found most of it goes to streaming, social scrolling, and passive consumption.
When the brain is not actively engaged with a goal, it enters what neuroscientists call the default mode network, the DMN. The DMN activates during passive states, watching television, daydreaming, mindlessly scrolling. It is associated with rumination and unfocused mental wandering. Chronic DMN dominance has been linked in longitudinal studies to increased anxiety and earlier cognitive decline. Here is the spiral. Automation removes your cognitive exercises. You fill the save time with passive content. Passive content activates your default mode network. DMN dominance reduces your tolerance for cognitive effort. Reduced tolerance makes you more likely to reach for automation. The loop tightens and the brain's active engagement with the world shrinks.
Consider AI-driven grocery ordering. In 2026, services like Amazon Fresh use predictive models that autofill your weekly order with 92% accuracy. Efficient? Yes. But the cognitive process they remove, planning meals, comparing prices, estimating quantities, choosing something new, that messy, time-consuming process was structured thinking disguised as an ordinary chore. Cognitive scientists Robert and Elizabeth Bjork at UCLA coined the term desirable difficulty, a counterintuitive insight. The conditions that make learning harder in the short term make it far more durable and transferable in the long run. Struggling to recall something is more cognitively valuable than seeing it instantly on a screen. Friction, strategically applied, is not a flaw in your learning environment. It is the feature. This is not an argument against technology. Smart automation used intentionally can free cognitive energy for genuinely demanding challenges. The real question is never whether automation is useful, it is which cognitive domains you deliberately choose to protect. Neuroscientists suggest practical interventions. Disable GPS for a familiar route at least twice a week. Keep a handwritten grocery list. Writing encodes memory differently than typing. Let a reminder expire and mentally rehearse the information instead. Adjust your own thermostat. Notice how your body actually feels. These small acts are cognitive maintenance. Every deliberate challenge contributes to cognitive reserve, the brain's resilience against aging, injury, and disease. Columbia University studies show that people with higher cognitive reserve experience significantly delayed onset of Alzheimer's symptoms even when brain scans reveal equivalent amyloid plaque levels. The brain you actively use is the brain you keep. Your smart home is powerful. Use it on your terms. Leave one light on a manual switch. Navigate one familiar route from memory this week. Write your grocery list by hand. These are not acts of nostalgia. They are acts of neuroscience. Stay curious, stay deliberately uncomfortable, and share this because the smartest thing your home can do is remind you how capable you already are.
Subscribe Mystery Bites for weekly mind-blown science.